When people hear about a Shopify 6-month free trial explained, their first reaction is usually disbelief. After all, Shopify is one of the biggest e-commerce platforms in the world, and the idea of getting half a year of premium access for free sounds almost too good to be true. That's exactly why so many people go searching for clarity, because they want to know what's real, what's marketing hype, and what the fine print actually says before they commit to building their store. And honestly, I don't blame them, because when you're putting time and energy into starting an online business, the last thing you want is a surprise cost sneaking up on you. So let's break it down. The 6-month free trial offer is not something Shopify is just giving away to anyone at any time. Most people who land on Shopify's homepage will only see the default trial length, which has historically been 14 days and sometimes extended to 30. The 6-month version comes from special promotions, partner links, or limited time campaigns that Shopify rolls out to attract serious new users. That means if you've seen it, you're likely coming across a unique opportunity that's not always available to the general public. The key thing to understand here is that yes, the trial is legitimate, but you need to know how it works in practice so you don't misunderstand what you're getting. Now here's where it gets interesting. During the free trial, you'll have access to all of Shopify's core features. You can design your store, add products, connect payment providers, set up checkout, and even run marketing campaigns. In other words, it's not some watered-down demo. Shopify wants you to see the full power of the platform so that by the time the trial ends, your store is already alive and running. That way, paying for the plan doesn't feel like a question. It feels like a continuation of what you've already built. That's smart business on Shopify's part, but it's also a huge win for entrepreneurs who want time to test and validate ideas without rushing into a subscription too quickly. But there's another layer most people miss. Even though the trial is technically free, Shopify may still prompt you to enter payment details when you first sign up. This doesn't mean you're being charged right away. It's just the system verifying that you're ready to transition smoothly when the trial ends. For some people, that can feel a little intimidating because they worry they'll forget and get billed unexpectedly. That's why it's so important to set a reminder for yourself before the 6 months is up, so you can make a clear decision about whether to continue or cancel. If you plan properly, you can use all 6 months to grow your store without spending a dime until you're confident your business has legs. The other thing to keep in mind about the Shopify 6-month free trial explained is that it's not just about free time, it's about momentum. 6 months in the e-commerce world is enough to test products, figure out your branding, run ads, and even start seeing consistent sales. That's a long enough runway to move from "I'm just trying this out" to "I'm running a real business." And that's exactly why Shopify frames it this way. They know that if you're given half a year to build, the chances of you sticking around after the trial are much higher. In other words, the free trial isn't just for your benefit, it's a strategic move that benefits Shopify too. Now let's talk about what isn't always obvious. Some people expect that the 6 months means absolutely everything is free with no strings attached, but that's not exactly the case. For example, your store will still incur costs if you use paid apps from the Shopify App Store, if you run ads on platforms like Facebook or Google, or if you buy a custom domain. Shopify covers the hosting and platform fees during the trial, but they don't cover outside expenses. That's why it's important to budget carefully and know which tools are worth investing in early versus which ones can wait until your store is profitable. Otherwise, you might end up spending money even while you think you're in a free period. Something else to remember is that the trial is designed to get you comfortable with Shopify's ecosystem. That means you'll be exposed to features like Shopify payments, Shopify shipping, and the built-in analytics dashboard. Take advantage of those during the trial because the more familiar you are with them now, the less friction you'll feel when it's time to decide whether to upgrade into a paid plan. By the time you hit the end of 6 months, you'll know whether Shopify truly fits your style of selling or if you'd rather explore another platform. That clarity alone makes the trial worthwhile. At the end of the day, the Shopify 6-month free trial explained in simple terms is this. It's a generous, strategic offer that gives you time to learn, build, and grow without upfront risk. But it only works if you use the time wisely. Don't wait until the 5th month to start building. Treat day 1 as if you're already paying and use the trial period to test everything you can. If you do that, you'll walk away with either a profitable store ready to scale or the peace of mind that you gave it a real shot without losing money. And that's the real power of this kind of trial. It gives you the freedom to experiment, but also the push to take action.